My name's Max Saunders-Singer and I'm an actor. I think I decided to become an actor when I was about 16, and I think I was a bit lazy when it came to all the academic stuff. And my friend said, let's go to an audition for the school play, and I was like, no way, not going to happen, not doing that, it's not what I'm interested in. But he was a really good friend. He twisted my arm. We went and did the audition, and I got like a chorus part in Guys and Dolls. And then all the guys that were in the years above that got all the bigger parts all dropped out, so my part went from being chorus part to going up and up and up and up until it was Benny South Street, which is kind of like a supporting male. It's the double act. And I went home and I sort of was quite embarrassed, told my dad what had happened, thinking that he was going to say, oh, you loser, why are you getting involved in that? You need to be doing science, you need to be doing all this sort of stuff. And he said, oh, that's really, really funny. When I was about 20, I played Benny South Street at the Hexagon in Reading. And I sort of found out that he'd done acting when he was younger, and it's something I'd never sort of been interested in. But he helped me on the part, and from then on it was just a complete buzz. And that was it, really. Just enjoyed showing off. Well, lots of school plays, and then when I was training, there was I did Winter's Tale. We went up to Edinburgh Fringe and did Road, and I did Spring Awakening and Angels in America. And then since training, I've been I did the 24-hour plays at the Old Vic, which is sort of like a we all get together, you audition, it gets down to 35 actors, and then we meet up with all these directors and writers in one night. The writers go off, write plays, we come back, we rehearse them in the day and then do them in the evening. So that was kind of like an intense sort of really, really full-on experience, but so like the pressure that you put under means that the rush of going on there and doing it was immense. And then from that I did Inherit the Wind. I had a non-speaking role in Inherit the Wind at the Old Vic, which was amazing. And then I've worked with Wide Touring on Starfish twice. Starfish was basically my first proper paid professional job from when I left drama school. So coming from drama school, stepping into this place was fantastic for me, because it's such a sort of nurturing environment. The sort of the rehearsal period, it's really lovely actually, because you go from drama school working 9 till 5, maybe later on, to coming here and sort of coming in, warming up, doing rehearsals from 10 until 5 or 6. So it was very similar in that sort of aspect. So it was a nice sort of getting into professional work. The part of well, the play Starfish centres around this family, Michael and Adrian, the father and son relationship. Michael is a teacher, and he starts to sort of lose his memory, starts to lose motor functions, and eventually gets diagnosed with variant CJD. So throughout the play you see his sort of gradual breakdown. Within that as well, you've got his relationship with a doctor who was his sort of his school sweetheart, and a student he looks after, Shannon, who's very shy, and he sort of helps to bring her out of her shell. So there's quite a few things going on, 4 sort of strands, and a lot of strands that I think appeal to the students that we're performing it to. And then the sort of the key sort of debate area around clinical trials, how they should be done, whether people should be asked about them or whether they should be pushed into them. And for me, the part was fantastic, because playing Michael, you've got to begin with this very sporty, athletic, brainy, clever, artistic. He's got so many different qualities, as well as obviously being very interested in ladies as well. So as a human being, he's really interesting to play. But then his sort of the way that the disease breaks him down as a person until eventually he's being spoon-fed in a wheelchair by his dad. On all sort of aspects, it's quite it's a very challenging part to play because of the amount of stuff that's going on and the emotions and also the relationships. I think is fantastic. From working with wide touring, I think the things that I would say that I'd learnt would be probably to really approach the character not as just this as a two-dimensional thing. They're a round person. So I think the first time that I got to work on Starfish, it was quite a from me. I think I hadn't really delved into the character enough and made him round enough as human and not infallible. He had a lot of flaws, and I think the first time round I was making him a bit too perfect. I think that's the thing that the main thing I'd learnt would be that to find those things. What are the flaws? What is the problem? That he can't be a perfect human being. The character you're playing, there's something that's going on, and I think he obviously. I think that's one of the main things I learned. Also, I think I can be quite a cerebral actor, a bit too sort of thinking about things and being too rational. Whereas sometimes there isn't any explanation for something. People just do things because they really want to, and there can't be a rational explanation. And I think it's finding out where those differences are. I think that's the main thing I've learnt, is not to treat it as a sort of an IQ test. You don't have to be clever. It's literally about the feelings and about just going for it and trusting yourself in doing that, I think, for me. I think that there's what an audience gets out of watching wide touring. There's lots of sides, because some of the people that come and watch, if we're going to a school, theatre might not be their thing, but we might actually swing it for them, and they might actually find that they really do enjoy it. On the other side of it, we had the debate side of Starfish, which meant that if you weren't that into the theatre and the drama side of it, we got the debate afterwards, and having characters come on in character and doing hot seating, I think, can appeal to them, because they're actually getting that one-to-one, being able to ask characters questions. And it's for them, it's like they become a part of the theatre, which I think is a lot more than just sitting back and watching it, which can become, when I remember being at school, and that can be really boring when you're just having to watch something than not getting involved. So having that side of things where they get to participate after seeing the play, I think is a massive thing that they can get out of it. I think liberating. Cutting edge theatre for science that appeals to people of all ages and of all interests.